And we're back. Welcome back to another episode of That Figure Skating Show. Today we are covering the NHK Trophy. Another competition happened, and we are here to talk about it. First up, Daisuke Takahashi back with a vengeance in ice dance and killing it.
Kaori takes the red pill because, you know, Matrix, and we're all
stuff.
just trying to escape and understand reality of the world.
Yeah, totally. Yuzuru, nowhere to be seen, but Yuma, forced to be reckoned with. He was on fire.
Second coming of Japanese Jesus in figure skating. I love.
You might be right.
Let us go right to I think, the biggest story. Japanese ice dance. First place, MISATO KOMATSUBARA and Tim KOLETO. Second place, Rikako Fukase and Yichu Cho. Third place, Kana Muramoto and Daisuke Takahashi. Start with first place just because let's put respect on their name. Really exciting for them winning their first Grand Prix. Just, you know, it's pretty much Japanese nationals. Yes. But also exciting, he just announced that he has become a full Japanese citizen earlier this month. So they will be eligible to compete for Japan at this upcoming Olympics. So that's really exciting to me. Clearly the number one team. He hasn't been actually ice dancing for a long time as much as everybody else in the field has. So always good to see how much he's improving and commanding the spot as a top, team in the nation. Second place, Rikuka and Yuchu. They're okay team. Nothing very special to write home about. They're improving a lot. Again, I think they've only been together for 2 years. Loving their energy, lots to improve on. I think their connectivity can use improvement, and just there's a lot of gaps in the program. But hopping away from them, sorry, no disrespect, but we got to talk about Daisuke Takahashi skating with Kana Muramoto. His first competition ever, highly anticipated. He's 34. He is a decorated free skater for Japan, the first man to win a world medal for Japan, an Olympic medal for Japan in men's figure skating. We all love him. He's one of my favorites in Japanese figure skating ever. And he's just like, yo, I loved it so much. I'm gonna come back and do twizzles on your and honestly, I've been seeing some training videos leading up from January when they first got together, and I was pleasantly surprised and happy at how good he really assumed the role of a male ice dancer.
I mean, I'm kind of blown away. You generally see new ice dancers look a bit awkward, especially when they're out of hold. You see them skating a bit on their own, and all of a sudden you go, that's a free skater. Your eye calls bullshit right away. Daisuke, I didn't really see that, there were certain things. I mean, you're the ice dancer. You tell me, how was it technically speaking?
You know what? I think they picked two pretty good programs for him to start off with. I think one thing, he did do the mask for his short dance. Really fun and exciting. Love the yellow pants. And he is known as like a showman and being very artistic. But one thing you're able to get away with more in free skate than you are in dance is you can really commit to movement, but then also keep your face very deadpan. And so I found, even though he was doing like little shoulder shimmies, he was like shoulder shimmying, but there was like no soul in his face in it. Like kind of like a little smirk, but it's still like kind of nervous. So that is very noticeable to me. Flow in some edges and turns are still quite nice because he's always been a very good skater. Some turns missing there. Watching his fin step in the short dance, really wide chalk dies, extension is not as good as it can be, but as a male ice dancer, you can actually kind of get away with it a little bit more, but I'm noticing it a lot. And then twizzles. He can twizzle both ways quite well, but with free skaters, they're like pretty solid on 2 rotations, and when you have to go to 4 and 5, that's when it gets kind of iffy for them. You'll notice in a short dance, he had a a little bobble in it, and then in the free dance, a complete fall. So those things he's got to work on. But honestly, everything else, he was just kind of really spot on, really took on the role. I loved it.
He obviously wants to go back to the Olympics. Do you think it's possible for them to make the team?
Plausible, not impossible. But there are some factors that would have to actually happen for them to fall into secure a spot. They would have to beat Tim and MISATO to, take the lone spot for the Olympics. They're very strong. They're clearly the dominant team here. That's looking unlikely. So the only way they would be able to make the Olympics is if Tim and MISATO were to come 10th at Stockholm, if that does happen, to secure 2 spots for the Japanese Olympic team.
That being said, we're looking at a team who is still just getting going. If they keep improving at the rate they're improving at, who knows what another year will look like, right? And Daisuke, he's a world champion. The guy knows how to win, It is a different event, but I think it's going to be very interesting to see them take a run at it and see what happens.
Agreed.
On to the women. In first place, we have Kaori Sakamoto. In second place, WAKABA HIGUCHI. And in third place, RINO MATSUIKE. I mean, this is a well-skated event, like a lot of strong performances. Not the same kind of firepower that we saw at Rostelecom Cup from the Russian girls, but some consistency and a couple triple axels as well. What are your thoughts?
Right off the bat, Kaori with her short and her free. Her free was like a firecracker of a skate. No triple axel here, but every jump she did was huge, magnificent. She skated with such speed and such confidence. It looked like nothing was even a question for her to nail. From the spins to the choreography. I love the moment near the end of her free where she's like trying to decapitate the judges, because who doesn't want to do that in our skating lifetime? And then right into traveling 3's triple loop into her final jump and nailing it. She just looked like perfect. I really like that she kept this program. Because I think last season she did hit a really good clean one at, I want to say, Skate America, and then just not seeing the package of the short and the free come together for her. So I was really excited to see her do that, and then of course giving us those Brian Joubert vibes. But to me, obviously, a better program. There's much more complexity. Amazing.
I do find sometimes she can get like a little deadpan face in moments. She comes in and out of like, I'm connected to the program, and then it's like, I have a job to do.
It's like, so Morpheus took her out of like the Matrix.
Yeah. Where am I?
Yeah. Morpheus.
I know Kung Fu.
Morpheus.
I feel like we could do so much more with the Matrix. We're not even going to go there because.
I do want to mention WAKABA. She did an amazing triple axel in the free. I've always loved her skating. I know these last few seasons have not been great for her. She finished, I think, 6th and 8th at her last Grand Prix last year. Obviously, she's been very up and down. She is a world medalist.
World silver medalist.
World silver medalist. So it's been a while to see her come up. And it was not a perfect event for her, but watching her come out with a triple axel that's been eluding her for a few years now. She has had it, but it's not been there for her to see.
And she bombs into that thing. Like she just flies and launches herself.
No care for herself. She just wants that triple axel.
Sacrifice the body for the goal.
Yeah. And that's what figure skating is about. Sacrifice your body as long as you can do a Bielman and land on a clean out.
Yeah, as long as you smile and everyone loves your outfit, it doesn't matter how much fame.
I love your dress. Where'd you get it?
It was a bit messy though. Like she did a lot of good things, but it was a bit messy. She dropped to 4th in the free. Hold on a second, but she kind of hopped into that world silver position, and the world has changed since. And I think, especially without a quad, if she wants to work her way back up there, she's going to have to skate clean programs. She's going to have to clean up those landings and those little areas where she's giving away free points. And, she's doing good stuff, but she's just dropping change as she goes.
One person I really want to mention as well is Young Yu. She did have a very bad short program, but her free program was actually quite good. I know it was played with a little bit of under rotation. She did nail a triple axel. I feel like the judges were very, very unfairly harsh on her. Her skating components were only in the the 6s and the 7s. And to me, if we're comparing her to WAKABA and Kaori,
No, it doesn't make sense. It was almost like she was like an unwelcome guest at Japanese nationals. That's kind of how it felt.
Let's not get into the
not making this political.
No,
They got skating politics only. Which
but I would completely agree. I feel like they were very unfairly harsh to her. I definitely think she should have been higher. She did pull up to 7th place and finishing 5th in the long. Or in the free program. Who goes it long anymore? But I
still do because it's long as hell.
It's just let me die here. I don't want to do another triple, and you want me to do a step sequence. Let's just. I don't.
You can't have it both ways. Either I get to the end and stop worrying about what I look like, or I just lie down. You decide.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lie down here on this cold ice, matching my soul. Let me just.
There's an insight to what we think about during a free program.
All right, and that's the women. Heading over to the manly men, the men. First place, we have Yuma Kagiyama. Second place, Kazuki Tomono. And third, Lucas Tsuyoshi Honda. It wasn't a perfect program or a perfect skate for second and third place in the free or the shorts. A lot of jostling going up and down.
Lucas didn't even have a quad, which was pretty interesting to see for a Japanese men's event and for the bronze medalists.
Let's get to Yuma. He's amazing. This is his only second senior competition ever. And coming out with 2 fire programs. In the short, just missing the triple axel singling it, but every other jump, nailed it. I was obsessed with him, seeing him come third at 4 continents. He's barely 160 centimeters. Very small guy. But those jumps are spectacular. His lines are beautiful. I wish he was a little bit more into the program. There's lots of moments of brilliance throughout his step sequences in the short and in the free.
He's a powerhouse. His jumps, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm way off, but they kind of remind me of, remember Zhenjing Li from China? He was one of the first Chinese guys to do quads, and they kind of looked like an invisible person was throwing him. I kind of get that same vibe from Yuma, his jumps just explode off the ice, and he kicks out early. Even on quads, he's kind of just ready for the landing well before he's there. I was kind of blown away.
Yeah, he was the only person to skate a clean free.
He made one mistake. He did a triplet single loop, I believe.
You're right. Sorry. Near perfect.
No 310 for Yuma.
But I think he's showing that he can keep up with Shoma and Yuzuru. If they competed with him at this competition, I think they would have been hard pressed to be fending him off for the top spots. Lots of time to grow.
Yeah, excited to watch him develop and grow into his artistry, because I think the connection to things are there. It just needs to be developed as he grows as a human being. And
agreed.
But I think experiences to draw from. But.
What, you mean more skating?
Right.
There's
no life outside the rink.
It's very weird to see people walking in shoes without blades on them. Still, to me to this day, yes. I'm an institutional man now. I can only live in a rink. I don't know the outside.
That's heavy.
But yeah, Yuma, he's sick. I think watch out, Shoma and Yuzuru and all the other guys. He's coming for your neck.
Mm-hmm. You must be careful. Well, that's it for NHK. Asher is hiding his face. That is how we feel about the fact that was the Grand Prix season.
Honestly, it was intense. It was touch and go. It was like a DNR sometimes, and I'm just ready to go to bed.
Yeah, exhausting. Very interesting. Still grateful that we had some skating to talk about and share our opinions with you, whether you like them or not. But we will be back with more content. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and you stay classy.
Are we gonna get sued for that?